friends, welcome back to the Flower Diaries. Today I'll be showing you how you can press flowers the traditional way. Number 1 is using books and number 2 is using the flower press. So let's get into it. The first method we're going to be talking about is the book method. So for that, we're going to need a book. Make sure it isn't a nice one because the pages will get warped and stained, so make sure it's one that you won't feel bad if it gets messed up. Also make sure it doesn't have any glossy pages. Since we're going to be putting the flowers in between the pages, you want to make sure the pages can draw out the moisture, and glossy pages won't be able to absorb. I'll be using a book similar to this. I've honestly never read this book. I don't think I ever will, so it's okay if it gets a little wear and tear. White construction paper or non-glossy scrap paper. So what we're going to do is we're going to place the flowers near the back of the book so that the bulk of the weight is on top of the flowers. Personally, I don't like putting the flowers directly in the book. I like to sandwich the flowers in between white construction paper and then sandwich that into the book. I do this because if the page absorbs too much moisture and becomes warped, I won't be able to use that page again for pressing. We're going to roll the book closed instead of simply closing it and calling it a day. By rolling it, we can see exactly the position the flower will be pressed in, and if we don't like it, then we can adjust. Once the flower is in its place and the book is closed, we're going to stack more books on top, or something heavy where the weight can be distributed across the whole book. Then we're going to leave it to the side and check up on it every few days to see if the paper needs to be changed or if the flower needs to be moved to a new page. The second method is using the flower press. You can buy one online, or if you're trying to get a bang for your buck, you can make one yourself. I made my own using particle board. It's stiff and thick like traditional flower presses, but a whole lot cheaper. And I made so many from the one sheet of particle board that I bought from the hardware store. We're going to need bolts, washers, and wing nuts. And to make sure they all fit each other. I learned the hard way, and many trips to the hardware store, I finally learned my lesson and checked it at the hardware store. Cardboard. If you have any boxes from online shopping, which I know you do, or IKEA boxes, you can cut those up to fit your flower press. It's free $99. You're gonna help the wallet and the earth. Lots of white construction paper or non-glossy scrap paper. My flower press came out very successful, and I was wondering why no one ever talked about using this material or any other material other than wood. In my case, I used particle board. It's like the hot dog of wood. It's made up of wood pieces mixed together with resin and adhesives, and then that mixture gets smushed and made into particle board. The bad news is cutting or drilling into particle board can release formaldehyde, carbon monoxide, hydrogen cyanide, yeah. But the good news is that the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development has set higher construction standards. My thinking is that since then, there has been immense progress and we don't need to worry about all that. But if you do want to know how to build your own flower press, I will redirect you to some other YouTube tutorials that use high quality materials. Okay, back to the flower pressing part. We're going to start off with building the stack on the bottom wood layer. We're going to stack a piece of cardboard on top, and then a stack of paper on top of that. I recommend using a stack of paper instead of one sheet because I've noticed the less paper between the flowers and the cardboard means the more chances for the corrugation of the cardboard to transfer onto your flower. And that is going to look like stripes of discoloration on your flowers. After we have those layers down, we're going to place our flowers into the press. How you place your flowers is dependent on personal preference and the type of flowers you're pressing. Since I'm pressing roses, I like to take it apart petal by petal, but for another artist, they may like to press their roses whole, so they place their flowers in the press differently than me. Once the flowers are down, we're going to roll another stack of paper on top. We're rolling it so that we can reposition any of the flowers if we need to. Once that's down, we're going to place another piece of cardboard on top. From there, you can secure on the top piece of your flower press Or you can add another stack of paper and repeat the process. Just make sure that you only place one layer of flowers in between the cardboard. This will ensure that your flowers are being pressed by a leveled surface, which equals better results. Tighten the flower press just so there is pressure, and continue to tighten it little by little as the days go by. Also, we are going to have to check on these flowers every few days too, just to make sure things are going smoothly. How long your flower stays in the book or press will depend on your flowers and the weather where you're pressing. So keep checking in on them and be gentle with them. They're super fragile throughout the whole flower pressing process. After a few weeks, this is how my flowers came out. This pink stalk was pressed using the book method. And this rose was pressed using the flower press method. I hope this video was helpful. Remember to subscribe if you want to see more flower content. And if you are pressing flowers using my videos, I would love to see, so please tag me on Instagram. Until next time, take care. Bye.